It is well past midnight, and she walks the streets of Miami hoping for a customer. Once the transaction is negotiated, there is no doubt what her occupation is. The customer turned out to be an undercover cop working for the organized crime section of the Miami-Dade Police Department. He calls for backup and proceeds to arrest, or in this case, simply talk to her. The goal of this operation is to rescue underage prostitutes or victims of traffickers, to find pimps and trafficking rings, and to dissuade prostitutes from working the streets. April seems young, but her ID says she's 24. She told us she started working as a prostitute at...
It's really just to, provide for my kids and to pay my way through school. But it doesn't always go like that. So I don't always...
She assures us she works alone and has never been... Once she had a boyfriend who turned into her pimp and persuaded her to walk the streets.
Did you ever think you were going to end up working the streets, or did you ever have a different idea of what you wanted to be doing?
I never thought I'd be doing it.
Prostitution is closely linked to sexual abuse and human trafficking, says this expert dedicated to helping survivors of trafficking.
80 to 90% of girls that are being trafficked in the sex industry are girls who experience sexual abuse early on in their lives. So the sexual abuse makes them even more vulnerable for some girls to become sexually exploited later on.
Tragically, sex trafficking is a growing and lucrative industry around the world, as confirmed by the U.S. Department of Justice.
They are recruited many times in schools, drug rehab centers. From this booming business, the industry makes over $32 billion in sex trafficking. It is a type of crime that involves less risk because they can exploit a human body over and over again.
The Department of Justice lists Florida as the third busiest sex trafficking jurisdiction.
We have a booming tourism industry, a very active transient male population here where guys, come and go. We have also migrant worker camps, immigrants that come from other countries who do not speak English, who become vulnerable. We also have a high homeless rate.
Ferrer explains that federal laws have gotten tougher, and the crime includes a wider list of actions. At a state level, Florida recently passed the Safe Harbor Act, aimed to help minors in the industry.
The Safe Harbor Act more or less says that any body under 18 years old that's found in the prostitution arena will be treated as a victim and not a criminal.
But despite the efforts, commercial sex is in high demand and is a crude reality in these streets. April knows it well, and although she promised to go home tonight, statistics show that she is likely to be back on the streets again.